Welcome back to Room. This is door called Attaboy. My name is Manny, and I am number 1. Welcome back to Railway Track Invisible Room. This is Chris. All together along steams on main line. Room train. As good as Arthur. One evening, another room train was everlasting to passing by a new floor. Along his waiting on freight slate. With his friend, Arthur, is a travel on the red engine is steam with all engines go. Arthur and the engines are into new engine was into a red engine with red switch. All the president is in a park along the toy surprise. And he is an engine called James. Hellos, and I was, said James. I was a runaway train on my gosh yes thing is weird because. James was pleased in his life, he was always in pleased himself and his wife really useful engines. James works with Annie and Clarabelle was at fan table and back up to his coaches. Coupling and duly discussed, said James. James had in coupling up to Annie and Clarabelle. James had to come with us. James hurried down the line. This is streamer on my engine James hauling by way home. But James haven't by forward into carpet. Arrived for the Duke was in a buy it dollars, said James. Next day, Umber was happy along James the steam engine arrived. I was boring it all, said Umber. Umber said James, there's a lot of Arthur. I gulped believe you that since you next race, Umber hissed. Bring your own personal is really quick, puffed James. When James was stay here to having relieved some of my anxiety, but he was more like the challenge of all the engines. Poor guy who was, said James, slow down from runaway from Arthur the goods train. Hello, greeting friends and family members of the group, said Annie. Good morning, I was in episode 1 is Manny, said Clarabelle. Still in the line for ad down, puffed James. James set off to the stairs at the University College campus. One day, James was waiting on takes this water on the main line. How's a new rickety, said James. How every done to him, because he's antique to be useful crew. But James was confused, but ever after that you two about Stodgy was there. You're a very train James, Stodgy said. This is really so far medium piece. But then there was trouble, a water bottle had another hit James's tender. Then Stodgy arrived at James. Hold on James, called Stodgy. Stodgy pulled James, throttle up to speed, and Stodgy struggle up to rescue James, safety along with his main line. James was in there at kitchen, Stodgy asking have a question about for. You're going great kid, just keep your head on, said James. Stodgy was in back. Good want to speak about Atlanta, said Stodgy. Who is this mighty head of kid R? Morning of my life is in mind, said James. Train and I was like the one sunny nighty here, Stodgy asked. James and Stodgy set up the throttle for Arthur the engine to replace it in a front row into a fond one. His engine zoom is just waiting Arthur. James with his own cat putting up to the table. I have for use time have a very nice, said Lee. James and Lee was I have in quietly, and he wasn't there at extra money and I didn't wanted it anymore. But I'm breaking thee as well my life has been.